Welcome to your weekly sales supercharge. I absolutely love this topic. And whether you are an entrepreneur, solopreneur, salesperson, leading a sales team, this is one of the most important things that will increase your sales and skyrocket your income and your revenue as well, which is learning how to raise your financial frequency. Now, I want you to remember one thing as we go into this. Your income will never exceed your level of self-worth. Your level of income will never exceed your level of self-worth. Write that down, okay? It's so important. And I remember for myself, for the longest time, I really wanted to break that seven-figure mark. I had big dreams, big goals that required more than I was bringing in. And I had brought in like just over six figures for it was like 10 years plus I've been stuck around that same level. But I remember when I would think about bringing in seven figures, it felt so big and so much bigger than me. And I became aware that I didn't actually feel fully worthy of it. And I used to love listening to and reading about stories of people who would create vision boards and then, they manifest their dream home, their dream cars. And I had a vision board too. And I thought, why is nothing happening off of my vision board? I got tired of month after month, just kind of looking at these things and saying, well, maybe someday, or feeling the absence of them more than feeling the attraction of them. And I didn't understand why it wasn't happening. And for me, it was the first time I heard that you don't get what you want, you get what you are, that everything started to click. And I think that's where, a lot of people are familiar with The Secret, the law of attraction, but there's a lot of misunderstanding and misconception about how that works. It's not that you put something on a vision board and you look at it and you want it and it just comes into your life. No, that's not it. It's the law of attraction is you get what you are. Again, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. And so for me, when I heard that, I realized because I was not feeling worthy of that money, that I was not a match for it. There's no way it could come into me. And so I started really studying quantum physics, energy, vibration, and universal laws, and understanding that everything in our planet has a frequency to it, including you. And so I started focusing on and thinking about what would it feel like to be a seven-figure earner, and what is that frequency like, and how does that feel, and how does that woman act, think, speak, and sure enough, in 6 weeks, I had an income skyrocket from the six-figure mark to the seven-figure mark. And so I'm so passionate about teaching this now because I think this is the missing link that we're missing as business leaders, as sales professionals, as sales teams. Is you can set a sales target all day long, but if you don't feel worthy of it, then you're not going to do it, or you'll hit it and then you'll miss it. And it'll be a really tough road. And so what we want to do is focus on upping our financial frequency, because since everything has a frequency, everything has a vibration, the amount of money that you desire to bring in has a frequency, and you just got to focus on being a match to that. Now, how do you know what your current financial frequency is? Look at how much you're bringing in every month. That's it. That'll tell you. That gives you your baseline. Okay. So if you're not loving where that is right now, that's okay. We're going to be talking today about how to raise it. And there's multiple ways, but today what I really want to focus on with you is feeling worthy of the amount of money that you desire. And I think this is one of the biggest hidden blocks that most people don't even realize is holding them back from bringing in the amount of sales and income and money they desire, because there's so much baggage in our culture about how much we deserve and about money, and so many misunderstandings and hangups that it's easy to have this block and not even realize it. So just kind of check in and notice, when I'm working with a client and looking for ways in which they may be feeling unworthy of the amount of money they want, I listen for things when they talk about their relationship with money, like, I could never spend that much on myself, or, they'll do a lot of things for other people, but not for them. Or they'll say things like, I'm bad with money, I don't know how to manage money, or they have a lot of just judgment on people with money, like rich people are greedy, etc. All of those things are things that are lowering your frequency and are actually going to block you from what you desire. So, how do we raise it? I think three key things that I would encourage you to start with today. Number one, compliment yourself, praise yourself. Now, this can feel so unnatural. It felt so unnatural for me when I first started. And it's still, there's parts of me still where like, I got to remind myself instead of focusing on what I don't like about and this has to do with everything, not just money, but all aspects of yourself in your life. You want to start complimenting yourself. Physically, like when you see yourself in the mirror, praise yourself. You look beautiful today. When you get off a sales call, whether that person buys from you or not, say to yourself, I'm so proud of you for showing up and delivering and doing your best for that client. When you stretch and you go out of your comfort zone, and I know so many of the women that I serve in my group program, the 10K Club right now, like they are going for it in ways they never have before in their life. And it inspires me, and I admire what they are doing so much. And I really encourage them, like, praise yourself, whether it goes the way that you thought it was going to go or not. When you stretch yourself, compliment yourself, praise yourself, speak positive language and words over your body and over your life. That's very, very important for increasing your frequency, because every word has a vibration as well. The second is spend a little more on yourself than you might normally do. Now, I'm not saying to do something that puts you in financial panic. I'm not saying to do something that is not helpful for you right now, but just notice, like, so much of my upbringing was buy the cheapest thing, it didn't matter what it was, always buy the store brand, not the name brand, right? Or only buy things on sale. And so part of how I started to increase my financial frequency is I'd never shopped just actually looking for what I wanted. I had always shopped based on what the price was and what the best deal was. And I had never even thought about shopping for what I wanted. And I started thinking about that. Like, what do I actually want? What do I desire? And if it was a little more than the other thing, but I knew it was going to make me way happier, I would just buy it. And again, it didn't mean I went out and had racked up a ton of credit card debt on something I couldn't afford yet, but I started stretching the limits of what I would invest in myself and actually thinking about what I wanted rather than what I thought was the smart or cheap option. And then the third thing, and this is probably the most impactful, is practice feeling worthy of things in your body. You want to get your body used to that feeling of worthiness, especially if you have long years. Like I had decades of practice of unworthiness and feelings of guilt and shame and not enoughness. And so one of my favorite ways to do that is Dr. Joe Dispenza's Generating Abundance meditation, which you can buy from his website. And it will help you practice that feeling of worthiness and abundance in your body, which will actually help you up your vibration as well. So those are your tips, my friend. And I just want to really encourage you, do this along with whatever else you're doing to grow your sales right now, right? The processes are important. This talking point / scripts are helpful. I mean, all of those are important. I believe in them. And this supercharges everything for you, because if you will always get what you feel you deserve in this world. And so this is the special sauce that when you can learn to feel worthy and feel deserving of that amount of money you desire, it actually must come to you. And it'll come all sorts of different ways. It will come through, very likely through your sales, through your business, whatever your mechanism is for bringing in revenue. It can also come other ways, which is fun too. Unexpected checks, all of it. There's all sorts of ways it will come, but it must come to you at that frequency that you're putting out. So those are your tips. I hope they help. I would love if you want to pop a comment below and let me know as you watch this, like, are you realizing, do you feel worthy of the amount you desire or do you not? And just check in with yourself, no judgment, but start practicing that feeling of worthiness for that amount you desire if you notice that you don't. And if you're watching this in real time, get yourself signed up, my friend, for our Skyrocket Your Sales Challenge. which is happening July 6th through 8th, ElyseArcher.com/challenge. You can go ahead and get yourself registered. It's free. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm just going to pour into you for 3 days, helping you raise your financial frequency, grow your sales, and just create results that you did not think were possible in 3 days. So get yourself registered now, ElyseArcher.com/challenge, sending you so much love. And I hope you enjoyed this week's video. See you soon.